about research mostly, not on clinical data. But I think Dr. Jignesh has given some background on alternative approaches for antibiotic resistance and its overcoming. So my topic today is the same. But instead of tackling antibiotic resistance individually, I think we have come up with a One Health concept where we say that healthy people, healthy animals, and healthy environment, we can really come upon on the overcoming antibiotic resistance and how it transfers, how antibiotic resistance is transferring between the three major groups. We all know that, so I'm not going to talk about it. But the alternate approaches which people have projected are host-directed therapy, right? How can we improve the immune response of the host while tackling with the bacteria? Can we have an anti-virulence drug where it can reduces the virulence but not killing the bacteria as such? And nowadays we also have bacteriophage therapy, the phage therapy, which has come as a very good alternate approach for AMR. Then we have probiotics also, where the beneficial bacteria take over the pathogenic bacteria. We have vaccination and drug repurposing, which has also become one of the viable options for AMR. And we have been working on these three areas like drug repurposing, host-directed therapy, and phage therapy for AMR. And we are also looking, can we have a combinatorial of these three mechanisms where we can overcome AMR. So in that, these are the host-directed therapies which have been proposed, but I'm working on anti-inflammatory response, mostly using COX-2 inhibitors, the COX-CYPs, the Phylox inhibitors like Zilitin, and see what exactly is happening. So I have been working in this area for the past decade. And we all know about COX-2 inhibitors. Yes, they come with a warning saying that cardiovascular side effects might be there, but still COX-2 has a inhibitors have a very beneficial role in overcoming the pathological inflammation. So we have shown using all escape pathogens, but however, I'm showing the data for one of it, the multi-drug resistant Staphylococcus aureus, where we show that when we are using COX-2 inhibitor celecoxib at a very low dose of 3 microgram concentration, along with an antibiotic, the antibiotic concentration we have used is half its MIC, and we have used simple antibiotic, which is on essential list of WHO, that is ampicillin. And we saw that there was 60% reduction in the bacterial load when compared to the just an antibiotic or a physical or without antibiotic. Or celecoxib per se didn't kill any of the bacteria, but it was only in combination we could see that. So we have done in vitro studies, we have done in vivo in a sepsis model of mouse, and then we have also done on ex vivo studies where we collected more than 600 isolates from clinical samples, and then we have done on all escape pathogens. This work has been done in collaboration with AIG hospital here in Hyderabad, and we could see that yes, in all the escape pathogens which are multi-drug resistant, some of the strains were even resistant to colistin also, but still we could see that there was a very significant reduction, more than 70% reduction in the bacterial load when we have given in combination with celecoxib. That is both together, that's it, antibiotic and that. And we have shown a pathway mechanism, mechanistic studies we have elucidated, and we have published this data. Okay, so the other therapy I was talking about is on bacteriophages. So we know that every bacteria has its own bacteriophage, which is very specific. So wherever we find bacteria, we find bacteriophages. So we have, and there are bacteriophages which have been isolated elsewhere in several clinics. It has been used even in abroad, even in Europe countries, it is used when the patient is having colistin resistant infections. But we could see that those bacteriophages were not effective in other places because of the strain variation. So that's where indigenous isolation of bacteriophages was recommended. So we isolated bacteriophage, which was very, very specific to pathogenic, uropathogenic E. coli. And we have isolated the bacteriophages from the PHC sewage water in Sangareddy district here. And we could see that it could kill all the resistant pathogenic E. coli which we isolated from the patient samples. And we have actually purified it in a large scale. We have also lyophilized it. We have made as a single dose vials of 1 ml. We could see that it was temperature resistant up to 70 degrees. It was pH resistant up to 9 pH. And therefore, which also says that the logistics of transporting this particular bacteriophage is really effective. And we could also do several days storage at room temperature at 4 degrees, at -80. And we have seen over the past 2 years that the bacteriophages, when we have lyophilized it and stored it, they retained the activity and they could kill most of the strains which we have isolated. And they were, when we purified in the process, because we purified from non-pathogenic E. coli K12, so we might think that there might be endotoxins, so we have also tested for endotoxins during the purification system which we tried to establish and which we have customized. And we could see that when we have tested it on Vero cells, no, it was not. And in fact, these phages were inhibiting the adherence of the uropathogenic E. coli to the urinary bladder also, epithelium. So currently we are doing in vivo studies, safety studies we have done, where we could see that when a healthy mouse, we give this bacteriophage within 2 days, that is by 48 hours, the phages are cleared out and the mice is happily living without anything. So the safety studies have been done. Now we are doing the efficacy studies in the models. So we are, as I said, we are working only with these two, and we are also trying to find a combination of host-directed therapy as well as the bacteriophages combination. Can we come up with an alternate mechanism and alternate therapy for AMR? So this is our School of Life Sciences in University of Hyderabad, which is spread around 2,000 acres, and we have a very good wildlife, which is also a place for us to work more on AMR because we have a lot of strains which we get it. And these are my collaborators, my students, my mentors, and my funding agencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arunashri, for presenting very promising research findings. I hope it progresses further and we get to use these clinically as well. Wish you best of luck with
Thank you. Thank you.